For one thing, I wanted to show you, if anything, just how easy and almost silly, almost a little, I don't know, maybe not to say stupid or dumb, but how the world has changed and how easy cybercrime has become so commoditized. The thing is, it always starts with a lie. It always starts with some deception, with some fraud, with some scam, some sort of scheme, like even tax forms being faked out on the internet for maybe SEO, poisoned ad results. Maybe we have some of them leveraging and abusing genuine, trusted, real remote monitoring and management solutions you might have in your environment. And that has actually kind of skyrocketed the last couple of days, weeks, months, the past year. And we'll see this time and time again. But I do want to maybe get some sweet little audience participation. Are folks familiar with ClickFix? Anyone heard of that thing? And this is a safe space. If you haven't, that's okay. Maybe a better question is, have you not heard of ClickFix? But maybe you've seen the CAPTCHA, or like the little button to click in, oh, I'm not a robot. So hackers have gotten a little bit smart. Rather than you clicking on a bunch of pictures of fire hydrants, they now tell you to press a couple keys on your keyboard. They say, oh, press the Windows key and R, and then press Control V, and then press Enter. Now, for the nerds and geeks in the room, you know that that's genuinely, literally copying and pasting whatever a website has given to you. And I am a little partial to this little technique, this little payload. I'll be honest, this is my beloved. I do feel especially a part for building and kind of, setting a whole little bit of the internet on fire for that reCAPTCHA fish payload. But the thing is, this has evolved, this has grown, this has changed to now even more techniques of not just the Google reCAPTCHA fish, but some Cloudflare turnstiles. And folks get scrappy. They say, oh, it's not just Windows key and R, but it's the Windows key and X and I and A and other hotkeys you can press. So I acknowledge the fact that ClickFix, while it's still skyrocketing, screaming and shouting, it is kind of a 2025 conversation, not so much 2026. So I want to do a couple different things. While the hackers have gotten smarter to think of, those little stupid places where the user is so desensitized to what they do on the internet, like the reCAPTCHA fish or the accept cookies or anything of the like, I wanted to show you some of the other silly, smart, stupid things that they've been doing. And actually, if you'll bear with me, I want to show you a lot of fireworks, a lot of visuals. So we'll have not only my video, but even a real, genuine, actual cyber criminals threat actor video demonstration. So let me show you mine, and fingers crossed this will work well. If you're willing to hang out with me, if we want to double check, I want to see if the video will play. And this might be a little bit lengthy. I'm going to try and talk over it, but I'm going back and forth between two different perspectives here. When I'm in this dark mode, Kali Linux, I'm the attacker, right? And I'm going to stage a Google form to look like, some lure, some deception, some scam. And what I want to do is actually use this ClickFix technique in a little bit of a different environment to steal the end user's cookies, like their sessions, like their access inside of an environment. So I am logging in as the attacker right now, real, genuine, my Entra ID or cloud tenants, and I'm going to send an email. Maybe imagine business email compromise. Imagine, maybe you just sent this out as a spear phishing email. Maybe you, acting as the attacker and the adversary, we just put a small little scenario to say, hey, victim, here in this now light mode Windows environment, are you going to be at our barbecue? Are you going to be at the potluck dinner? Fill out our form, RSVP, let us know you're going to be there. Tiny, cutesy, silly, and simple. But what if we gave them a real, genuine Google form? But then some Windows updates kicked in that weren't actually Windows updates. It's instead this exact same scam, this exact same ClickFix technique. And that was one new clever little innovation that we've seen. InfoStealer malware being hot out and about. So now as the adversary, I've received all of their cookies. I've got their session, I have hijacked their account, and I don't need to know their password, or I don't need to know their multi-factor authentication, like their two-factor 2FA, because I just have everything that I could hot swap in to get into their email. Outlook, Maybe I get into their OneDrive. Maybe I start pillaging through all their files. Maybe I get into their Microsoft Teams account. Maybe I start messaging other members as part of the organization. But literally, this is all I need to do. I copy and paste what I've been able to now exfiltrate out, and now I'm the victim. I've just impersonated their account. I am Joe Schmo, and no longer John as our adversary. But look at me. Going into OneDrive, going into Teams, starting to message folks. I can do a whole lot more damage with that. Now, I'm not going to go through this entire presentation, but this was kind of a speed run scenario for all of us. Because again, maybe some folks, 2026, they might roll their eyes. They say, oh, ClickFix is old hat. It's old news. It's still exploding. It's still going crazy. But you got to see some of the decorations, some of the bells and whistles, exactly how they fooled you to say, oh, Windows updates, blue screen of death, whatever it takes to fool them in the moment. And you'll see exactly steps like those. We're trying to get out that education so more folks are aware of this. But the thing is that this has evolved so much more, not to just the infostealer malware variants or what could lead to those rogue RMM or backdoor remote access Trojans, maybe after they've gotten their cookies. But suddenly they found, the whole industry realized, ClickFix is so sinister because it bypasses so many traditional InfoSec and security tools, because you don't need to go through the firewall. You don't need to exploit a vulnerability. You just need to lie to poor individuals. And now, you've seen this expand to FileFix, or download fix, or terminal fix, or blah, blah, blah. People keep adding a new prefix to the fix. And a new one, very, very hot, just recently hit the streets, has been ConsentFix. Now, the interesting gimmick here is that they, bad actor, threat actor, will leverage the usual OAuth consent that you might give to an application like an app you install into your Entra ID environment. The thing is, if you walk through those steps, you would actually be able to have the callback URL, like a local host little link that it shows you. And what's to stop you, maybe an attacker adversary terminal on the left and our victim over here on the right, and they're presented with what looks like a legitimate Microsoft screen. It's a lie, it's fake, but they give you this little pop-up going through the motions of an OAuth consent grant, but then they literally get the localhost callback URL, and they lie to you again. They say, hey, if you're having trouble logging in, just complete the sign-in manually by dragging this over. And then what do you know? You have voluntarily given away all of your access and your attack tokens here. This was pretty wild. This, I gotta be honest, we, Huntress, we have not seen this exposed or exploited in the wild. But I think we're gonna start to see it. Because this is a couple days ago, this is maybe actually March, very beginning of the month. I'm over here on xss.is. Is anyone familiar with XSS? Strange, shady, cybercriminal Russian hacker forum on the dark web. So there's that. But they started to share, someone had put out an article, ConsentFix v3, using this OAuth 2 abuse, two-factor bypass, token exfiltration, and this is wild, I hope you see this as kind of cool, they literally put out a tutorial for how other cyber criminals, how other threat actors and adversaries can use this technique. And they post a ton of stuff. I'm gonna keep clicking and I'm gonna keep clicking and I'm gonna keep clicking. They're literally putting a playbook, hence the name, the Hacker's Playbook, with all of their cybercrime code, screenshots, syntax, all the infrastructure that they use to eventually build that exact same ConsentFix hack. Gimmick is that they say, this is all free. Look, this is using infrastructure that's out and about on the internet. You don't need an account, you don't need any access, and they've commoditized it. Anyone could do this. But I don't know if you caught it. At the very, very top of their post, that forum, xss.is, Shady Dark Web Cybercrime Russian Hacker Forum, they literally put a video. So this moves a little bit quick, but if you catch it, I want you to be able to watch and see what they do and how it might parallel to what we got to see in sort of our own demos. But real, genuine cybercriminal video from what they put together for ConsentFix v3. You can see the XSS logo, and I've muted the audio here, but they have like the weird, cybercrime rap, high school drama shit that they do. Take a look. This is their phishing email. They're using Tutanova, some of the online locations, to be able to send out one other email with anonymity, with a little privacy here in the mix. Same sort of lore, and they're actually using Dropbox and DocSend. So like a living off trusted site solution to be able to have something that, oh, it's trusted, it's legitimate, people see this all the time. And they password protect it. Antivirus can't scan it if it's encrypted. Even if there's malware in there, the payload is a little bit more tucked away. They send this out the door, and they're noting our victim just as well, being able to open it, and they fill out that password, and there's a silly link to click into it. But watch how they've literally prepared a video so that you are smoothed over the instructions to, drag and drop, complete the manual sign-in to give away your access tokens as to how you log into your Entra ID environment. Taking the localhost thing, dragging it in here, and now that callback, none the wiser. Poor end user has no idea that got shot off to a pipe dream webhook. Again, totally free. You can see all the access tokens just littered across the screen, and that is the keys to the kingdom for that threat actor to now log back in. They're using some of their own tooling. They're using some Spectre portal thing that we saw on GitHub, and you might be able to see, I don't know if it's vibe code, I don't know if it's AI, if it's all their tooling to be able to put this together. And they put this out on the forum. They shared this with other threat actors, with other cyber criminals to see, look at how easily you can do this cybercrime for free. And again, this is recent, maybe March 3rd, the beginning of the month. I tried to share this with the team because I'm like, look, we're doing EDR, endpoint detection response. We're doing ITDR, identity threat detection response. And this evolution of ClickFix from 2025, now going to 2026 to ConsentFix, means breaking and stealing an entire Microsoft 365 or Entra ID environment is just this easy. And the hackers are telling each other how to do it. They're spreading the word. And I don't know if you saw some of the tradecraft. They're using Cloudflare pages, workers.dev domains. They're using Pipedream for that webhook. They're shooting this out with DocSend, so they're using that living off trusted sites. Tutanova for attacker email and delivery, and they're even hunting down your LinkedIn employer profiles to be able to determine who are we going to fish, who's our target, who's our victim. Let's use ZoomInfo and Hunter.io. All that was literally in the text of the post in the forums that they use. And they smooth over how you could fall for the ConsentFix gimmick with all that visuals on maybe. And I thought, wow. Hacker Playbook, literally that the hackers are sharing and telling about themselves. But then I kind of got to thinking, okay, how do we actually really protect against it? EDR, right, we could see some of this activity. PowerShell funnels out of explorer.exe, that's weird. Identity, hey, you got a new login, new session access being used in a different unwanted location or unwanted access. All stuff that we're doing with ITDR. And the education comes from the security awareness trainer.